Hey there, thanks for tuning in. This is the Tammy Tine Design YouTube channel. I'm Tammy, and today I'm creating a one-page layout with 4 photos. I have a lot of journaling for this page, but I didn't want to make a 2-page layout. I will solve that problem by using a photo sleeve on top of the page protector. Here are the papers I'll be using today. I have 3 sheets of paper from the Pretty Kitty collection from Doodlebug. These papers are gorgeous. I love the color palette. My plan is to cut 3 or 4 tags from the tag paper and use them to stage my embellishments. I will cut a few of these square cut aparts too. On the B side of this sheet is a super cute tone on tone cat pattern. And I love this heart print. I love it when they have a print like this that adds in other patterns from the collection. I will use a big block of this on my layout. This stripe paper is from the Hello Again collection, but the colors are pretty similar to Pretty Kitty. That's a great thing about Doodlebug colors is that they're fairly consistent from collection to collection, so it's much easier to mix and match papers from one collection to the next. I also have this rainbow paper from the Fairy Garden collection. Again, the colors are pretty close, so I feel comfortable adding this to my layout. There is a little bit of purple in the rainbows, and there's no purple in my other papers, but it's such a small amount, and these rainbows won't be a focal point. I'm just going to fussy cut a few of these rainbows and use them as embellishments. So these are all the pattern papers I'll be using on my layout. Oh, and I'm also using white cardstock, and I pulled this gray polka dot paper from Simple Stories. I've had this one for a long time. It came from one of the original Snap collections, if that tells you how long I've had it. I will trim my white cardstock and mount it to this polka dot. My photos feature a gray cat, so I wanted to pull in some gray and use this color to anchor the entire layout. This is a nice lighter gray, so it's a good match back to the other papers. Here are the photos for this page on my little tray. I have 2 4x6 photos, one landscape and one in the portrait orientation, and I have 2 small 2x2 square photos. My journaling is already typed up and ready to go. The size is 4x6, and this will be attached directly to the background. This photo will go on top in a photo sleeve, and we'll talk about that more when I get there. My title is already on wax paper. This sweet cat's name is Luna, so that is the title for this page. The main embellishment will be tags, and I also have the puffy icon set from the Pretty Kitty collection. My plan is to build a scene on top of the tags with these stickers. I didn't pick up the ephemera set for this collection, so these are the only coordinating embellishments that I have. I could probably fussy cut something out of the blocks from the cut apart paper, but I'm not sure I need to do that yet. I also pulled a few punches that I have off to the side. I have this butterfly punch, I think this is Martha Stewart, and a few little flower punches from Fiskars. And I will pull some twine later to add to 2 of my tags. And I'm also going to use some hickory smoke oxide ink from Tim Holtz to the edges of my tags. Let me go ahead and trim all of my papers and get the base of my page put together, and I'll be right back. So I have most of my background put together. I just wanted to show that my journaling is down on the page, and I've stacked 4 tags behind the journaling. My photo is in its 4x6 sleeve. This one is from We Are Memory Keepers. They made a lot of these back in the day when Project Life was new, and all the companies were putting out supplies for pocket scrapbooking. I think you can still get these on Amazon. This photo will flip up, and I'll have another area here behind the photo for more embellishment. But this is how the layout will look in the album with this photo on top. What I want to do now is get my title down and then embellish the tags above the journaling. I'm adding a little more wet glue under my journaling now that my tags are in place. And while that's drying, I want to get my title down. The title is simply Luna. With the title on wax paper, I can move this around to see what placement I like best. I can center the title over the photo, or I can scoot it over and place it closer to the tags. There's no right or wrong with this. It comes down to personal preference. The way I have the photo and the tags clustered towards the middle makes me want to kind of keep things clustered towards the middle. So I'm going to hug my title against the tags. When the title is read, the eye will naturally continue to the right and see the tags next. This will also leave me some space above the photo to add more embellishment. Had I centered the title above the photo, there would have been some space on each side, but not enough on either side to use for embellishment. And here comes Harley. She hasn't made an appearance in my videos lately. She's been more interested in getting me out of my office rather than patiently waiting for me to finish filming. So let me take care of this. I will add wet glue to my title after I'm done filming if it needs it. It's too messy and it takes too long to try and do on camera. Now that my tags are down, I can move on to adding the puffy stickers. I sometimes have a hard time using stickers like this. They are small, so they're great to add into embellishment clusters or around the title. But here, I really wanted to make a statement with them and use a bunch of them at one time. I'm going to use the space above the journaling on the tags to add this grouping of stickers. And now that I'm looking at these tags, I didn't think to pull any baker's twine. I will punch some holes before I forget, so let me grab my hole punch. I've got my holes punched, so back to my sticker and my tags. On this sheet, the milk bottle is the tallest sticker, so I'm going to add that first. And I want that fish tank on here, so I'll add that one next. I know I say this a lot, but if you fall into this category too, maybe you appreciate hearing that someone else struggles with this. The thing is, I always overanalyze embellishing. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I could do that. Does this look right? No, I really don't like that. Ugh, now I wish I would have left it alone. We always want our pages to turn out amazing, right? So it feels important that we should take the time to make sure each puffy sticker is put in the perfect spot. I go through this mental dialogue pretty much on every layout I create. I wish I could just stick stuff down and move on. I tend to want the perfect thing in the perfect place when in reality, it really doesn't have to be that complicated. Maybe someday I'll be able to stick and go. But for now, I'm still going to be indecisive and I'll add these puffy stickers and then remove one. And then I'll set it back down and then I'll remove another one. But I will eventually fill in this space with these puffy stickers. Bringing my photo back over, I'm going to see how this will look with the photo on top. I really wanted these puffies to show right above the photo. And yeah, I think that looks great. I do want to add a rainbow up by the title. I'm going to trim this one that I've already fussy cut and add it right next to the word Luna. It's going to fit perfectly in that spot. I love how that worked out. This will give me a spot to add a few more puffy stickers to, so this area will get some more embellishment shortly. Oh, and before I forget, I am going to grab that bin with all of my twine and pick a few different ones to add to my tags. I found a pink twine and added it to the floral tag, and I added a yellow twine to the orange tag. I also added punched flowers to the tags on both ends and topped them off with a flower puffy sticker. So I'm liking how all of this looks. I can move on and create my cluster with the two square photos. I've just matted both photos on white cardstock. I'm adding a little hickory smoke oxide ink to my other fussy cut rainbow so that it will stand out against the striped paper. And yes, that rainbow looks great behind the photos, so that's definitely going to work. I'm going to glue these down with a little bit of wet glue and add that rainbow behind. I'm also going to grab some foam dots and pop up the top of the rainbow just to add a little bit of dimension. There is a third rainbow that I fussy cut from the rainbow pattern paper. I tried to find a third spot on the layout for it, but where it would have worked was to put it behind the journaling, and in that spot, it would have gotten covered up by the photo sleeve. I abandoned that idea, but that third rainbow will end up on the 4x6 card that I'll put inside the photo flap. As I mentioned before, I'm going to add a few puffy stickers up by the first rainbow. I wanted to fill that space out a bit, so I'm adding two more paws from the puffy sticker sheet. Unfortunately, I just had my first recording mishap. My phone died while I was putting this card together. I didn't realize I wasn't filming until I was done. I'm so sorry about that. But the card is simple. I took two of the cut apart square cards and added them to the photo mat that I cut from a Doodlebug coral tone on tone paper that coordinates. Much like the photo cluster I added to the main page, I added another rainbow to this card along with a few more of the puffy stickers. This card will go inside the photo sleeve, so it will only show when you flip up the photo. To finish off my layout, I'm just grabbing a pile of Doodlebug enamel dots. I'll go through these real quick and pick out a couple colors that will work. I'm going to put the card inside the sleeve and show you how this is going to look. And now I've got my 3 rainbows in a visual triangle. One on the card I just added, one by the title, and one down by the 2 square photos. I'm going to look through these enamel dots and find some to add as a finishing touch to this layout. I added 3 small yellow dots up by that first rainbow scattered among the 2 paws. And then I'll add some green ones around my 2 square photos. I also have some of these super cute tiny hearts that I want to add a few of these too. I will add pink hearts to these green dots and then one more in different colors to each of the spots. I already have tiny hearts up in the puffy stickers on the tags, so I don't think I need to add anything else up there. Even though this is technically a memorial page for our precious cat, I didn't want this page to be focused on the journaling and her story. It still makes us sad to think about how quickly we lost Luna. So I wanted the page to have bright, fun colors, to feel happy and be more about her photos. But the journaling is easily accessible if we ever want to read it. After I stopped filming, I did punch out a few butterflies with the Martha Stewart punch I showed earlier. I used the same paper as the 4x6 mat inside the photo sleeve. You'll get to see where I added the punches in the close-ups of my completed layout. And that's where I will call this one done. I had a lot of journaling I wanted to add to this page, but I didn't want to make a 2-page layout to fit it all in. Instead, I added a photo sleeve to extend my page and give me the extra room I needed. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you'd like a sketch of my completed layout, check the description box below for a link to download it for free. See you next time.